Good evening, fastball fans, and welcome to the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario at the Peter Holman Ball-Yard. And this evening's game featuring the Kitchener-Holman Twins and the Circle Tap Dukes in the winner's bracket here on the ISC Network. I'm Steve Sabrin, and joining me tonight, Varm Matiosian, longtime member of the New York Gremlins, has a little bit of experience here coming into the ISCs, and what a game we're in for tonight between Circle Tap and Kitchener-Holman Twins.
Two big teams, two big pitchers. Going to expect a bunch of strikeouts and probably a bunch of home runs. We've got a lot of great hitters out here, too.
The Kitchener-Holman Twins, a visiting team, so they'll get things underway here. The leadoff batter for Kitchener is Ted Migliavaca, the center fielder, followed by the second baseman, Brandon Horn. Derek Mason batting third, the third baseman. Steve Mullally, the first baseman, batting fourth. Ian Furman, the shortstop, batting fifth. Ryan Boland, the catcher, batting sixth. Then it's Hayan Matthews, the designated player. Jeff Nowacek is batting eighth, and it'll be Jonathan Lynch batting ninth. Sean Cleary pitching for Kitchener tonight. And we'll get to the defensive setup for Circle Tap in just a moment as Migliavaca is into the box and quickly has a 2-0 count. Fantastic evening for a ball game. It was a nice warm day today, lots of sunshine, and the sun setting now. The lights are on, and a great night for some ball.
Opening batter, Argentinian pitcher against an Argentinian hitter. They play on the national team together, and I think they play against each other in the league in Paraná in Argentina. Roman Godoy, one of the hardest throwers in the tournament.
2-1 pitch right back at Godoy, and he apparently has a quick glove too. Nice defensive play by Godoy. The defensive setup behind the pitcher for Circle Tap will be Daniel Dalton in left, Matt Ratliff in center, Manuel Godoy in right. Tom Crouch will be the third baseman. Fredero Eder will be the shortstop. Tyler Dedley second base. Blair Ezekiel at first. Leo Latassa in behind the plate. And it's going to be Zane Van Lieshout as the DP tonight. And Roman Godoy, of course, getting the start for Circle Tap. Roman, his pitch repertoire, what do you look for him if you're a batter?
Well, he throws a lot of drop balls, and he's got a really good changeup.
Shot to the shortstop, and a nice throw there to get the runner. So quickly, two down here in the top of the first inning.
He throws the rise ball pretty much for show, and it's usually not a strike. But his main pitch is his drop ball. Sometimes if he's even behind in the count, he usually likes to throw that changeup. But his drop ball really moves. It also has a curveball, which sometimes he throws a lot to righties, but we'll see mostly drop balls. I mean, he's gotten 2 ground balls so far, so that's what you'll see most of the time.
Derek Mason now the batter, the third baseman.
There's a changeup.
So if you're an infielder behind Godoy, you better be ready.
Exactly.
0-1 pitch. Another changeup trying to cut that corner.
Yeah, you'll see if you can get it from the camera. I think you can. Leo Latassa, the catcher, he tends to jump around back there a lot after he gives his signs. Wherever he wants the ball in and out, he tends to move quite a bit.
Another one floats in for a strike, 1-2.
It's 3 changeups in a row.
Now you have the batter guessing. Tries to get him to chase.
Derek Mason, he has good plate coverage. He's a big, tall guy, and he's got outrageous power. He's one of Canada's best hitters.
2-2 pitch, and Mason will strike out as Godoy sits down the Hallman Twins in order in the top of the first. So we'll get our first look at the Circle Tap Dukes bats coming up next. It's the 2018 ISC World Tournament here from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
To an ISC event? Then stop waiting. Check out our website or social media pages to see when the next event will be near you and come be a part of the experience.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and
We go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Circle Tap Dukes coming up to the bat. I'm Steve Sabbert, along with Farm Matiosian here for this game between the Dukes and the Hallman Twins. It's going to be Fredero Eder, the shortstop, leading it off for Circle Tap, followed by the center fielder, Matt Ratliff. Manuel Godoy, the right fielder, batting third. Blair Ezekiel, the first baseman, batting fourth. Tyler Dudley, the second baseman, in that fifth spot. Zane Van Lieshout, the DP, will be batting sixth. Leo Latasha, the catcher, batting seventh. Tim Crouch batting eighth, the third baseman. And Daniel Dalton, left fielder, batting ninth. And who will they face? Well, Sean Cleary will do the pitching for the Kitchener-Hallman Twins this evening. His defensive setup, left field to right field, Jonathan Lynch, Ted Migliavaca, Jeff Nowacek in right. It'll be Derek Mason at third, Ian Fearman at short, Brandon Horn at second, Steve Mullally at first base, and Ryan Boland will do the catching this evening. For Sean Cleary, if my memory serves correct, a quick working pitcher in this game.
Yeah, he never really changes expression. I never really saw him as working quick. I just saw him just get the ball, go back, and go. It's not overly quick, but he doesn't have a lot. Like, he doesn't walk 20 feet behind the mound. Same expression, gets the ball, gets a sign, then just goes at it.
It's all about the routine.
Yeah.
Our umpires for this evening's game working the plate is Alan Blanchard from California, Dave Selden from Michigan at first base, and it'll be Rob Straitmans from Bracebridge, Ontario at third base. And we're going to get set for the bottom of the first, and it's going to be Federo Eder.
One thing about Sean, if you get to him, you get to him early. You don't get to him after about the fourth inning. He just gets stronger and stronger. Usually, and you saw it last night with the Kegel Black Knights. They got 2 runs in the first 2 or 3 innings, but after that, they didn't get a sniff. That's usually the case with Sean. If you get him, which you might not, you get him early. You're not going to get him late.
So if you're a batter facing Cleary, you're looking for what type of pitch?
Okay, he's got them all. He's got a great changeup. He's got a great drop. He's got a great rise ball. It's the reason why he won the ISC a few years ago. The only time Hill United didn't win it over the past 5-6 years, it was with Sean as the horse. He's got them all. I guess it really would depend on what is working that night and what you see from the bench and what he's throwing for strikes and what he's not. But he's got them all.
Sean Cleary was the most outstanding pitcher back in 2016 when he threw for the Toronto Gators. So just a couple years removed from that performance, and he has Eder down 1-2 right now.
And after he also led them to a second place finish the year before. He's Canada's number one, and he's Hallman's number one, and nothing but respect for him.
1-2 count on Eder, and he'll fire that in for strike number 3 for the first out of the inning, and Matt Ratliff will be the next batter, the center fielder.
Sean does have horrible taste in hockey teams. He's a ridiculous Pittsburgh Penguin fan living in Newfoundland. because he jumped on the bandwagon when they got Sidney Crosby, and a little bit before that too. It's one of really the things most people don't like about him, including myself.
It's a pretty good bandwagon to jump onto, though, with the number of championships.
Well, that's easy.
Hasn't had really any heartache to struggle through.
Not
with
lately.
That team.
No.
With that being said, who's your team?
Rangers.
The Rangers, of course.
I have
New York.
class. I'm not from Pittsburgh. I know. I like the Giants.
So Matt Ratliff coming up to the plate, takes a strike.
Matty on the USA national team. He's from Utah. He joined Circle Tap this year. He had a really good WBSC in 2017, his first one with the USA team.
How do these two teams stack up against a squad like the Gremlins or Hill United?
They're right. These teams are right there. They got the pitching. They got they have top hitters. It's a battle every time. I'm biased. I think we're better, but they have top hitters. I mean, Kitchener. The Twins have beaten us this year.
There's a shot to the shortstop. Scoop, throw. Can they get it in time? No. Great speed by Ratliff to get down the baseline. And the infield single gets him there. Fearman trying to release quickly, but just not quick enough.
Yeah, Matty's pretty quick.
That'll bring up Manuel Godoy, the right fielder here, with the runner at first base.
Yeah, and we've played Circle Tap a couple times this year, and they've been close games as well. I mean, a lot of the top 5 or 6 teams, they can pretty much give each other good games. Not a whole hell of a lot between us.
Slap to the first base side through Mullally, and Ratliff's going to make his way to third, and Godoy able to chop a single. And now runners at the corners with one away, and the cleanup hitter Blair Ezekiel coming up to the plate.
Perfect spot to hit it right between first and second. Gets the runner over to third, Ratliff over to third base as well. Now he's there with one out.
Well, the last time an Ezekiel came up to the plate was last game, and all he did was hit a grand slam and drive in 7 runs, tying the record for most runs batted in a ISC tournament.
Did he do that? Really? I didn't see it.
Yes,
I got here late.
A grand slam and another 3 runs driven, 4 hits, 4 for 4. So he was a monster at the plate. We'll see what Brad Ezekiel can do.
Yeah. Blair's up now, and he was with the Gremlins for 5 or 6 years. And, well, apparently we made a mistake 5 or 6 years ago in getting the wrong Ezekiel on our team. I love him. He's one of my best friends in the game. Blair is.
Well, he's batting in the cleanup spot for a reason on this Circle Tap squad.
He can hit it.
Again, runners at the corners here as Cleary trying to work out of a jam.
Sean and Blair play on the same club team in Newfoundland. In the league over there. It's actually a very good league. They got a lot of good pitching, a lot of good hitting, some great players that are here at the tournament playing that league as well, and they're actually on the same team. Also with Daniel Dalton, who's on Circle Tap as well.
Big cut and a miss by Ezekiel Dalton, the left fielder, of course, for Circle Tap. He's listed as the 9th hitter on this team.
Important to put the ball in play right here. Again, but Sean's got them all. He strikes out a lot of people.
2-1 delivery. And punch back to the pitcher, and they're going to get the runner hung up between third and home. And tagged out is Ratliff. No speed will get you out of that situation. And the second out of the inning is made. Godoy will go to third. And Ezekiel sitting at first on the fielder's choice.
Good play by Godoy to get to third on that. And also good play by Ratliff to try to get hung up a little bit between third and home to allow him the time to do it.
Now, is there an issue here with the call at home as they're discussing with the catcher Ryan Boland on the play? Are they saying he blocked the runner? Because no out is indicated on the board for the second out of the inning. No score has been marked up.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is. It seemed pretty simple. Tag play. The only thing is maybe they're saying that Ratliff hit into him a little bit and prevented him from making a throw to third base. That would be the only thing I could think of.
That would be the other issue.
Yeah.
So it is 2 out. So Ratliff is out, and we'll lean towards your theory about making a throw to third.
I can't come up with anything else.
Well, out of the two of us, you have the more experience. So
okay. No chance of Blair Ezekiel stealing second here unless the ball gets by and actually through the fence into the crowd.
Tyler Dudley now up to the plate, and he squibs it down the first base line. That's going to stay fair, and a run scores, and that's a tough one.
Sean Cleary made a mistake right there. He really wasn't going to have a play on anything, and maybe try to let the ball roll foul, knowing that there's a runner on third base. But he picked it up in fair territory.
So circle tap with the early lead. Godoy scores. Runners at first and second with 2 away, and now the DP up to the plate in Zane Van Lieshout.
Blair Ezekiel on second and first now. Tyler Dudley on first. Blair will score if there's a triple. Oh, geez, I'm killing him, huh?
That taken for a strike. You're allowed to, though, because you know the guys.
Yeah,
you know them well.
He's,
if I said something like that, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, I know. He'll come find you. I don't know a lot about the batter right now. I've seen him hit a few times.
Right to third base, and that's going to be an easy put out to get out of the inning. However, circle tap, strikes for one. They have the early lead. We'll go to the top of the second inning. It is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM, operating from the 6 nations of the Grand River Territory, is dedicated to the promotion of Indigenous culture, positive initiatives, language, and music to our youth. We offer a unique blend of top 40, hip-hop, R&B programming, and Indigenous music. You can count on Jukasa Radio 93.5 FM to help your voice be heard. Our interactive call-in shows feature locally produced news, sports, health, current affairs, and social issues. Unique programming with an Indigenous perspective. Listen live at jukasaradio.ca or download the Jukasa Radio app free from your app store.
We go to the top of the second inning. Due up for Kitchener will be Steve Mullally, Ian Fearman, and Ryan Boland. Steve Sabbert along with Varm Mariosian here for this fantastic game between Circle Tap and Kitchener. We have a special guest with us as well. Bruce Bierman, a 2018 Hall of Fame inductee this week at the ISC World Tournament. And Bruce, glad you could join us tonight.
Thank you.
As we are set to go, Roman Godoy ready to open things up here in the top of the second against another tough hitter in Steve Mullally. So looking at this tournament, Bruce, what's your overview so far of the competition, the teams, and everything else that goes into it?
I think this tournament is as good as any we've had. The teams are playing well. I can see that they're batting well. The fielding is excellent. And the hosts here have done a fantastic job with the fields.
Mullally sitting at 1-1 here in the count. Big cut there from the Godoy offering. Wanted to ask you about maybe your favorite umpire story or something that you remember that really sticks out in your mind through the years.
Well, one of the things that really sticks out in my mind is working a qualifier, IC qualifier, and I was actually umpiring, and I walked on the diamond with two other guys. The three of us were working together, and the other two were at least 6 or 7 inches taller than I was, and 50 or 60 pounds heavier than I was, and I quipped to them. And umpires always have this thing, they're joking with each other, and I said, hey, I enjoy working with you guys, you make me feel so small. And one of the others came back real quick and said, well, we like working with you because you make us feel so young.
Steve Mullally goes down on strikeouts for the first out of the inning. Ian Fearman now stepping up to the plate. Shortstop has been in the game for a while. We're talking with Bruce Bierman, who's a 2018 Hall of Fame inductee, and when you look at the game from when you began your career to now, have there been many changes, or are there the same elements there that really drive this game forward?
There's been some changes in the rules, but I think the biggest change is in the equipment that these guys are using. That shows up with the scores. I think the scores are higher now than they were 15 or 20 years ago. You don't get the 1-0, 2-0 typical games. There's higher scoring than that now.
And, of course, inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, a great group, all Canadians going in. An excellent opportunity to look at how the game has grown, and a fantastic career for you and the other inductees. Yeah,
I was talking to somebody today, and he congratulated me for being inducted, and he said it actually shows that you're getting old.
It's a lot of experience. That's its experience. Ryan Boland now at the plate with 2 away here for Kitchener. We'll wrap it up. How is the ISC better today, Bruce, than years past?
I think there's been some changes made. We have people at the top that are very, very passionate, very knowledgeable, and they look at things and they make some changes as things go along. Like there's been some changes in the rules, and it shows up that they are what the changes are what they should be, because some of the other organizations are following and picking up our changes and our exceptions and working very well.
And advice time, if you're a young student of the game and you want to get into officiating, what would be one of the things that you would like to tell them to say before they went into getting into umpiring?
Well, one of the things that you have to do is you have to love the game, you have to have passion for the game, and you can't I'm just watching that play.
Good play by the catcher, Leo Lataza, to get a speedy Boland, and 3 up, 3 down for Kitchener as Circle Tap will go back to work. But, Bruce, we'll let you finish your thought.
You have to know what the players and coaches and what they're thinking and why they're doing things, and not let them little bickering or some sayings or some comments get to you and let it bother you. It's one of the things you can't do.
Sometimes it's all for show, and you just have to sit back.
You have to understand why they're doing it. For example, I had a coach one time, I mentioned this in my induction speech, that there was a coach one time, he came to me at a qualifier, and it was at Hillside Park here in Waterloo, and he said, waving his arms around, he said, you got to throw me out of this game. And I said, well, throw you out? Like, why do I have to throw you out of the game? He said, you got to throw me out of the game. I said, but why? He said, yeah, nothing's happened. And he's still waving his arms, and he says, well, my wife and I are going on holidays. We didn't expect to get this far in this tournament. We've got a plane booked. We're going to miss the plane if you don't throw me out. I can't leave with honor. And I'm sure, still waving his arms, and I'm sure his teammates and the fans thought I was getting a real earful.
It's the game within the game. You got to love it. Bruce Bierman, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations on your induction.
Thank you. I've enjoyed this.
Awesome. That's great. That's Bruce Bierman, a 2018 ISC inductee here, and fantastic stories, things you learn over the years. And, Varm, I'm sure you've had situations in your career that looks like one thing, but it's another.
Boy, I would have asked a lot of different questions in those, man. I was waiting to ask a bunch of questions like, why are you guys so consistently wrong? No, these guys do a great job. It's hard. A lot of these pitchers throw hard. Balls and strikes are tough. And, they get him right most of the time, and with people woofing in their ear every time they might miss one by an inch.
Well, they have 2 ears, 2 dugouts to listen to. So
Yeah.
Leo Latassa is up to the plate here. The catcher for Circle Tap, he made a great defensive play in the top of the inning to throw at Boland on a little number. And now he'll try to get things going with the stick.
Leo's been in the Argentinian national team setup for a while. He usually backs up Bruno Matroni from Hill United as the catcher. He does play a lot as well, and he has good power. He hits a lot of home runs.
0-2 pitch,
Not
swings
on that
through
one.
it. Nope. Got him on the riser for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Tom Crouch, the third baseman.
It's amazing what Tommy's done over the past bunch of years. He's, I think he's 44 or 43 years old and still playing at the highest level, still excelling at the highest level. He's batting 8th, but on most other teams he'd be batting a little bit higher. He's been doing it for a while.
Circle Tap's been able to put together 3 hits against Cleary tonight and getting 1 run across the plate.
Yeah, they got 1 on him early. They're going to need to get a couple more because usually it's kind of shutter down time after that, but we'll see.
In our first broadcast tonight, Hill United jumped all over the Nith River Monsters pretty quickly in the second inning, scoring 5, and that pretty much closed the door on the rest of that game. This one's punched to shallow left center field, and it'll be the left fielder coming in for the catch, Jonathan Lynch, and 2 outs now.
The Nith River Monsters team, they got a impressive young pitcher, Randerson. He was in the Canadian junior setup, and I've seen him a few times now over the past couple of years, and he throws hard. And he held down a little bit, through a few of the innings, and I'm pretty impressed with this guy.
He had a little trouble with his drop ball tonight.
Yeah.
Couldn't really locate it as well as he wanted to. And, we talked about that. It was the veteran team in Hill United versus a younger Nith River Monsters, the up-and-comers.
Right.
And it was the veteran squad that got the better of the youngsters.
Veteran hitters usually don't swing at a lot of balls. So the stuff that he would maybe get away with on some league stuff or even playing against younger guys, they swing at a lot of balls if they haven't seen it. And hitters like Hill United they'll just swing at strikes.
This is Daniel Dalton, the left fielder for Circle Tap, the 9th hitter in the lineup. And that's fouled off his foot. He'll walk that off.
He's a kickboxer, this guy. Seriously.
That is a interesting hobby to have away from the from the ball field.
Baseball and softball is pretty sedentary. It's not like you're running a lot during the game. You're standing most of it. But kickboxing, if you're standing for a second,
you're on
out.
the ground.
You're out.
Well, and that's the thing about when you look at a lot of these players, multi-sport athletes. We've touched on it before. When you get to that upper echelon, there's a lot of guys who will play other sports, lacrosse, hockey, kickboxing, mixed martial arts. And they're just overall athletes that excel out of a lot of things.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't stay in shape playing softball. You don't stay in shape going away to softball tournaments and having a couple beers after every game.
Federico Eder coming up to the plate for his second appearance of the night. A strikeout victim back in the first inning. So now with 2 away, a runner at first base. Do you get a little aggressive here on the base path?
I would, because you're taking a shot here, and if the worst thing that happens is you got your leadoff man starting the next inning.
There he goes. Throw down to second base, a little too high, and in is Dalton with the stolen base.
Now you got a shot to score him with a base hit.
Fantastic jump.
That's a hard call for the umpire, too. The umpire at first base. Sometimes it's pretty hard to figure out, is he leaving early? Is it? The only time really you ever see it called is when it's obvious. And it's understandable. It's not an easy call.
1-0 pitch, and that's outside, 2-0. Circle Tap trying to add to their lead here. Both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sean would do well to work hard to Adair right now. Ratliff and Godoy have seen him a bunch over the past few years, so that was a good pitch right there. He's going to want to work hard really right now to end this inning and not give up a walk or like a hit by pitch or something like that. He should be challenging him in the zone.
2-1 the count on the batter. Cleary brings it in. That's low and outside. Slides off the plate. 3-1. So in danger here of extending the inning. Another good crowd here in behind home plate. Fans scattered amongst the outfield bleachers as well.
Hitter's got to be looking. He's got to be looking for his pitch right here. He's got to be aggressive.
We have a ball in the outfield. Looks like something along the fence line there. They'll clear that away and get back to work.
He knows Sean doesn't want to walk him right here. It's a pretty big spot, actually.
Tucked right back to the back of the batter's box. And that gets past the catcher and allows the runner to advance to third. So the walk to Eder and then the drop ball by Boland. And now runners at the corners. 2 away, and Ratliff is coming out to bat.
And here comes Steve Kuza, the manager. We'll visit. Also, to talk to Sean, also probably just to make sure what they're doing with the first and third, if he steals, or if he just goes halfway, trying to draw a throw.
And pitch selection so important at this point.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty much everything right now.
So if you're Circle Tap, I'm guessing you're going to want to try to start the runner again. Or do you leave it in the
I don't
hands
know.
of Ratliff?
I'm thinking, you're trying to leave it to one of your best hitters. You don't want to get anybody thrown out now. This is a big spot right here. I'm guessing that, leadoff man hitter is probably pretty quick, but you got 2 guys on right here. If it's a base hit or a double, you're scoring 2. It's tough call.
We'll find out. Takes the aggressive jump off and tries to draw the throw. Strike 1 is the call on the pitch.
Pitch looked up, but maybe I thought that was because Boland stood up to catch it because he thought the runner might be going. Tough for him to see. He can't see the runner right now. He's gonna have to rely on someone telling him he's going because Ratliff's a lefty.
And
Good
Ratliff
pitch.
is quickly down 0-2. High and tight inside, got him to swing.
For outside dipper right here, low.
Oh, 0-2 pitch, chance to get out of the inning here. Circle Tap threatening. That's chopped off the plate. Mullally has it, tossed to second. The second baseman who's covering first, and they get the out. And that was a key one.
Brandon Horn heads up play, getting to first base. Noah Mullally was in trouble.
Mullally did not have a chance to take the runner himself, and he gets some help. And Kitchener able to keep Circle Tap off the board in the bottom of the second, pardon me. We'll head to the top of the third. It is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Kitchener River Shark Twins repeat. Back-to-back Jets! It's the local kid who wins it. Swing and a miss. Jarvis, three-peats. Adam Falter, absolutely. Here comes the throw to the plate. Are the world champions. 2015 ISC Men's World Champions.
Shane Bowen has hit the game-winning home run, and the Toronto Gators are world champions.
Finally, it's Adam on to first, and the United Chiefs back to the top of the mountain.
ISC Canada East, home of champions.
We go to the top of the third inning. The Kitchener-Hallman Twins needing to get something going against Roman Godoy. They'll send Matthews, Nowacek, and Lynch to the plate here. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the lineup. Circle tap threatened there in the bottom of the second, but left runners on the corners. Matthews, the DP tonight.
Yeah, the Twins have Andy Skelton on the bench. He's been a big bat in the ISC for years.
There's a shot to shortstop. Long throw, and that is nowhere near the bag as Eder airmailed that one, and the leadoff runner is on first.
Backhand, he set himself and threw off his back foot and just kind of got away from him rather than taking a step and firing it hard. He was right off his back foot there.
So coming up now will be Nowacek, the 8th hitter in the lineup tonight.
Jeff's from Michigan. He's on the United States national team, which we'll be talking to Greg and Nick McCurry soon. But he's done pretty well for them since he's been there for a couple years now. And this is his second year for the Twins.
Has a chance here to get things started for the Twins. Takes a strike. Didn't agree with that call. Thought it was high and tight. Takes ball one there.
I hope that wasn't a makeup call. It's that other one. I don't know if it was a strike or not. It didn't look like it, but that one looked like it was right down the middle. But it's hard to see from here.
Here's the pitch, fouled off. Our vantage point, sitting just along the third base side, elevated, overlooking the ball diamond.
Yeah, we would have a hard time with location here, but for up and down, we can kind of see what's happening with it.
That one sailed in high, 2-2 now the count.
Good job by Nowacek working the count from 0-2 to 2-2, gives him a little bit better shot.
Haven't seen a Godoy changeup here yet. There it is.
Hey, he just got it.
So strikeout for Godoy and Jonathan Lynch coming up to the plate. Left fielder batting ninth in the order. Matthews still at first base. And it looks like they've marked that as a hit for Matthews.
You'll see first baseman Ezekiel and Tommy Crouch in. They know John Lynch is quick. He's very quick and he handles the bat well. So he slaps sometimes when he's up there. He has some good pop, but that's usually not against a pitcher like Godoy. But he doesn't strike out often. He does put the ball in play.
How effective would a slap hit be here?
Right now it would be because Tyler Dudley, who's playing second, is really shading towards second base, trying to look for double play depth. And something that if he can get that in the air, in between first and second, or in between the pitcher and third base, it's going to be first and second.
Takes a huge hack there and fouled off the catcher, and Mr. Latassa will walk that off a little bit. Nothing like a stinger to wake you up.
I've caught a fair amount of games in my life. Not very well, but it never hurts. Just get back in there and catch it.
1-1 count on the batter. Godoy set to deliver. And that's low and outside. And 2-1. So a little more patience here by the Kitchener hitters in the top of the third inning.
Jonathan represented the United States in the Dominican Republic in September when they got a bronze medal for the Pan Am qualifiers. His first action with the senior USA team, he did very well.
Nice spot to play some ball. The Dominican.
Yeah, but they had a hurricane running through there last year.
That's true.
It was during the tournament, and they didn't know if they were going to be able to stay, if they're going to be able to get off the island. It was a bit of a mess.
2-2 offering into the feet of Latasha, and Matthews elects to stay at first base. Just didn't get away from the catcher far enough.
Good job by Jonathan here too, working the count deep. Let's see if they put Matthews in motion here with the full count. I would. Nope.
And a number off the bat. Godoy right to the first baseman and made a nice flip. Squeezed it through the available space, and Lynch is out. Not an easy play. So 2 away here now, and that'll bring up Migliavaca, the center fielder, grounded out to the first baseman back of the first. It was a hard shot to Godoy, and he made it look easy.
Teo's a leadoff hitter, but he's got some pop. I've seen him hit a few home runs this year at a couple of different tournaments. He has faced Roman Godoy quite a bit, so they might be working him carefully here with first base open. Just pick your poison between him and Brandon Horn, but Migliavaca has seen him more.
Circle Tap happy with their defensive setup. Now they'll attack the batter. Migliavaca watches that one come in for strike number 1.
Tyler Dudley, the second baseman, he's playing very deep towards the back of the infield, and the shortstop Adair's playing pretty tight. Teo is pretty quick.
Takes a second pitch strike, and he's down 0-2 pretty quickly. So Latazza here wanting to make sure he's on the same page as his pitcher. Quick visit again. Hard to believe halfway through the tournament. Tomorrow, Wednesday, a couple of big games coming up. The New York Gremlins on the docket to play the Bloomington Sticks tomorrow night at 5. That's foul that'll play. And the Kitchener-Holman Cubs are going to take on Ostrander tomorrow night at 7.
Ostrander with a big upset last night. They beat the JB Bombers 2-1. JB is the 3rd seed in the tournament. And Bloomington Sticks beat Toronto Batman yesterday in a good game, close game, to play us, the Gremlins.
Anybody to watch for on the Sticks you got to be concerned about?
For Bloomington Sticks, yeah. We lost to them 7-0 earlier this year in Elkland, Pennsylvania. Their pitcher was Harry Peters, and he did a great job. Now, I don't know if he's going to be pitching against us. I'm guessing he will be.
1-2 pitch, and that's for ball 2.
And they have some good hitters. Carl Golan, a past MVP of this tournament. Freddie Carmona, their catcher. They have some good hitters. They have some very good hitters.
Doesn't get easier the deeper you go.
No, gets much harder.
2-2 the count on Migliavaca right now. the leadoff hitter for Kitchener, and he turns on that one, fouls it off. That's a pitch he
wanted.
wanted. Yeah, he wanted that one.
Yeah.
That was headed straight down the first baseline into the outfield.
Yeah, Roman got away with one there. That was a rise ball that didn't really rise, and he had a great swing at it. Usually Roman won't throw a rise or a curve in these types of situations. Usually it's either change up or drop. And if he does throw the rise, it's usually up, not a strike, and that one was.
Way outside setup, looking to get him to chase on it. Hit the spot, but Migliavacca was not fooled.
Leo jumped way out on that. If he hit his glove, it was never going to be a strike.
So now the count up to 3-2. Chance to keep the inning alive here.
Roman has to make his pitch here. He can't just throw it down the middle and just because he doesn't want to walk him. He's just got to make his pitch. If he walks him, he walks him. He doesn't want to get hurt by a big one.
And there's the punch out right down, and Migliavacca did not agree with it, but he goes down via the strikeout, and Godoy does his job to get out of the inning. A runner stranded at second base, and now Circle Tap will go to work in the bottom of the third. It's a 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener at the Peter Holman Ball Yard. You're watching it on the ISC Network.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at MrNedNYC.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
We go to the bottom of the third inning, and Circle Tap coming up to bat. It'll be Manuel Godoy, Blair Ezekiel, and Tyler Dudley coming up the heart of the order. And a 1-0 lead for Circle Tap at this point of the game.
It's been a great game so far, but I think the most exciting part of this broadcast just happened about 45 seconds ago. Did you see that Mr. Ned commercial?
I saw that.
I saw it. It was outstanding.
Actually, what was more outstanding was the suits that I saw in the commercial.
The suits look great. The proprietor of that establishment was handsome.
How did you get into that business?
Aren't you going to say that too?
How did you get into that business?
It's a family business. I bought it from my dad about 20 years ago.
So if you're ever in
Manhattan, come to 137 Fifth Avenue, right near the corner of Fifth Avenue and 20th Street. Come say hello.
All right, Sean Cleary getting set to go here. And he'll face the heart of the order for the second time tonight. Godoy with a single back in the first, and he came around to score. Good pitch.
No problems if he stays there.
That's the trick, is trying to stay at that spot consistently. That's driven down the right field line. Well, foul, but Godoy not fooled at all. I got a quick question for you.
Go ahead.
You look at the fence setup here, and they have the temporary fencing for the distance. Just watching some of the balls that have left the ball yard through this tournament, is it time to think about maybe moving the fence line back?
No, I don't think so. If you look at the scores of the games, the actual scores of all the games, right? Not just the ones with the big teams. You don't see 14 to 11 games. You don't see the majority of 10 to 7. You see 6 to 4. You see, if you look at all these scores, you see 5 to 3. You see 8 to 4. There's not that many runs being scored that I think it has to move back, because I think if you move the fences back 10 feet, let's say, or so, that's not going to change too much. It'll change a little bit, but not too much. The better thing that I like, and not a lot of diamonds have this, and I wish that there would be funds available to do this, is to not have temporary fences, because you can run through these things and it just makes it look almost not like a little kid's game, but just maybe not as professional. There's a few diamonds around the tournament circuit where they're not temporary fences. I think it's more fair. If the fielder knows he's going to come back and he's going to get, if he wants to run into that fence, he's going to get hurt, well, he'll hold up a little bit. You don't see that here. Guys are diving into these fences, and I think it's a better game when there are permanent fences going around.
Well, we saw that in the last game. The center fielder went back, and Trevor Sauter from Nith River, and went through the fence. The catch was made in play, but he ran through the fence. So, and I don't know, you can get tangled up. Your feet can get tangled up. Something can happen. So, it was just watching some of the home runs leaving the ball yard over the last couple of days. I mean, it's majestic to watch. It's fantastic to watch. But they easily cleared any sort of barriers in the outfield. Blair Ezekiel up to the bat. Right now, fielder's choice back in the first inning. Godoy went down on strikes.
I was almost fooled before because he's wearing Ryan Sinclair's jersey from last year. Maybe he lost his jersey or something. I thought Ryan was here and he had, let himself go in the offseason, He's filling that thing out.
It's camouflage.
Ryan was a fit guy. I'm looking at him like, wait a second.
Circle tap with the only run of the game. It came off. And Ezekiel, fielder's choice, as Godoy scampered in from third. Now Ezekiel working with nobody on the base pass at this point in time. As we get well into the nighttime hours and the lights illuminating the diamond right now.
Blair's been playing for a lot of years, and he's hit a lot of home runs in his time. And he's one of the most feared hitters at this tournament.
Circle tap could use a home run here now.
Just back to the temp fences. These specific temporary fences that they're using at this ballpark, these are the best I've seen. Well, I should say these, and down in Florida at the AAU tournament. These, they're breakaway, but you got to give it a little jolt to break away. Last year in Grand Rapids, some of the balls were actually going through the fence when they would hit the fence. It would literally make a hole in it. We have a substitution here.
Yeah, number one,
get to it.
Derek Amentum coming in to run for Ezekiel, so I guess a little more speed now for Circle Tap in this situation.
Yep, close game. Get some speed on the bases. But so I mean, there are temporary fences here, but these are very good. I don't want to put these ones down because they're pretty sturdy compared to a lot of the other ones we've seen.
Well, like everything else in athletics, technology changes. They're able to learn and build and improve things for the player and fan experience. Tyler Dudley now up to the plate. The second baseman with the runner at first base and a big hack there for strike number one. I like the old style socks on Mr. Dudley.
That's right.
The 1920s version.
Right. They look like the stirrups I used to wear when I was in high school.
And a little pop up to the second baseman. This should be an easy play, and it is for Brandon Horn. So the second out of the inning is a flare to second base, and that'll bring out Zane Van Leesch out the DP. And when you're a DP, you're expected to hit. You got a runner at first base. You're going to try to drive him around.
Yeah, that's why he's there. Some guys handle it differently. Some guys take a little jog in between innings just to keep loose. Some guys just want to sit and watch the pitcher and see what he's throwing. Which is to say, I have no idea how he does it.
And there's a heater from Cleary, just smoke coming across the plate there.
Yeah, he's starting to heat up a little bit.
Still, if you're circle tap, you have the lead, but you can't be comfortable with that lead.
Not at all. The Twins have so many good hitters. They're going to be coming up next inning, too. The heart of the order. They're going to have at least 2 more at-bats.
Yeah, looking at it, number 2, 3, and 4 to lead off the 4th. So
that was a big out before. Dudley is one of their best hitters, and with someone on, with 1 out, that was a big out by Cleary. Fooled him with the change, a little low.
Didn't bite. So we go to 2-1 now. Cleary will try to work his magic here. Comes in high, and now 3-1 is the count. Circle tap, getting a little rowdy on the bench, encouraging their batter to stay focused.
Three and one. He's going to be aggressive here with the man on first, looking to put something in the gap with a fast runner.
Big swing.
Healthy cut at that one.
That was going to be, I'm going to miss it, or it's going to be in the other park.
That's
swing.
Right. So 3-2. We're going to 2 out. We're going to see the runner in motion on this pitch. So a long single might score him as well.
Three-two delivery. There goes the runner, fouled off, and they'll have to do it again. Stayed with the pitch, giving himself another chance. Van Lieshout.
Man, it's a gorgeous night out there tonight, huh? The weather here so far has been outstanding. I think there's going to be maybe like a day of rain here, but so far it's been so pleasant every day.
They're calling for sunshine again tomorrow. Highs in the 20s again, the high 20s. And then Thursday, a chance for some rain, maybe a quick passing thunderstorm. But other than that, clear sailing the rest of the way.
What do you mean high 20s? What's that? That means that's cold. That's
that's cold. That's cold in New York.
Right.
We have to do the switch over. So I would say there's a punch to the gap in the outfield.
Watch him look to score.
Look out! And the second baseman can't make the play, and in to score is the pinch runner, number 1, Derek Amentum, as he comes in, and it's Van Lieshout going to second base, and that was hit where the Bermuda Triangle sits in between the second baseman and the 2 fielders.
Good move getting the pinch runner in at first base. A real quick runner to take advantage of it. There was no doubt as soon as that ball dropped to the ground, there was no doubt he was at least going to be sent home and scored easily without a throw.
Brandon Horn, the only guy who could make the catch, but he would have had made a spectacular one.
He's made spectacular plays before, too. I half expected him to get that one. And it would have been an unbelievable play if he made it, but he makes unbelievable plays, too.
So that'll bring up Leo Latasha to the plate. Strikeout victim back in the second inning. He's got a runner in scoring position this time around. So one of those hits you've got to put in the back of your mind and let it go. Get out of this inning and go back to the sticks.
Yeah, 2-0 is not really a big significant lead right now. If it gets to 3, if it gets to 4, then you start to worry. I think I see Ryan French, or is that Scott Life warming up down the right field line for the Twins?
Trying to catch the number. I'm blocked out.
I think it's Scott Life, number 20.
You would be correct.
Yep.
Unable to check his swing, and it's quickly 1-2 on a good pitch.
Good changeup. again by Cleary.
One and two offering coming up here.
We're hearing a lot of chatter from the Circle Tap bench. Hitting's contagious. Hitting gets you excited. We haven't heard a lot from the Twins side, of course, because they haven't really been getting a lot of hits. Everyone gets excited when you hit. It's tough to get excited when you're not.
Especially in a situation where runs are at a premium.
This game they are, absolutely. Got him.
And Latasha goes down swinging for the second time tonight. That's the third out of the inning, but not before Circle Tap strikes for their second of the evening. And Kitchener will try to respond. We'll head to the top of the fourth. It's the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
A legendary pitcher. Unbreakable records.
That's got a mile. Goes a mile high to the wall, to the track. Saved by baseball. And that ball's lifted up and going back to left field. What a great grab. Off speed is deep, and you can get out of this ballpark.
5 Hall of Famers. 3 World Championships.
And that ball is driven out deep.
From Blackard is driven deep. Shane Boland to the fence. It's gone. Shane Boland has hit the game-winning home run.
The Toronto Gators, gone but not forgotten.
We go to the top of the fourth inning, and the Kitchener-Holman Twins will set up 2, 3, and 4 to start this inning. Brandon Horn, the second baseman, will lead things off. 2-0 is the score for Circle Tap, so some work to do for the Twins against Roman Godoy and company. And we have another guest with us this evening. It's Greg Leather, who has a little bit of knowledge about the game. And as part of the national program in the U.S., in fact, the team's coach, and getting ready to go for some big tournaments coming up here. And we'll start off with the Intercontinental Cup in Prague, and of course the 2019 World Cup coming up as well. How is the preparation going for those events?
Well, the preparation is really what you see in front of you right now. I mean, we have 5 players out on the field tonight that are going to be with us in Prague. And most of our ball players are spread out on these teams. We won't get to play together until we get over there. We'll have a practice and a scrimmage. But this is really where most of their preparation takes place, and we do a lot of our scouting here.
Pitch comes in, and the count runs to 2-1 on the batter. What have you seen in the evolution of the game from a U.S. perspective, from the program and the talent and how the game is played?
Well, I think I was fortunate enough to coach with Denny Bruckert, and any of my involvement with the USA team is thanks to him. Denny and I worked well together, and Denny brought me in once he got the head coaching job. And the plan we formulated together as a coaching staff, myself, Greg Hicks, Nick McCurry, and now Ron Guzman is also with us, was that we wanted these guys playing in games that you see in front of us right now. We didn't have a lot of Americans playing on the big teams, and now we do. And you see them on the prawn list, you see them on the All-American list, and our hitting has come a long way. I mean, whoops. I don't know what that was. Probably
chair
Vaughn.
In the background. Everybody's okay.
I think Vaughn
there was food
something.
over there.
Yeah,
I was
Vaughn
trying to
wanted
get
something to eat.
Very hungry.
But I think our hitting has really come a long way. I mean, Tony Mancha's been a great pitcher for us. But we know we have a lot of work to do on the development side with pitching, and we are working on that. Gerald Muselaw has been a big asset in that, running some pitching clinics for us, and he's going to continue to do that.
Now up to the plate for Kitchener will be Derek Mason. He's 0 for 1 on the night, a strikeout victim back to the first. Do you think that bronze medal showing was a good springboard for the U.S. team to try to get things going?
Yeah, absolutely. Every event I've attended with the USA team, whether the first event where we didn't have the success we wanted in the wins and losses, but we were very competitive and against every one of the big teams where we hadn't been before. This past cycle in Whitehorse, we made the playoffs. We had a pretty good record. We beat 2 really good teams in Argentina, Venezuela, and Australia. And then carrying that over into the Pan Am qualifier down in the Dominican, we were able to beat Canada down there, which we hadn't done in a long time. And we know they didn't have their full squad, and we didn't either. But it was a lot of new kids on both teams, and it was definitely a good springboard. A lot of guys have matured, and I've seen it this year. Like Jonathan Lynch, he's having a fantastic year, and he really cemented his place on the team this year.
Steve Mullally now up to the plate with a runner at first base. Kitchener trying to get on the board here, down 2-0. We're in the top of the fourth. A big hack by the batter, but it gets by the catcher, and Mason will scamper off to second base. Let's switch gears here a little bit. New York Gremlins. Yes. You're here in this tournament. Yes. You're in the mix again, despite what Varm is telling me. No, all things are good, and you're really competitive, and you got a tough game tomorrow night.
Yes, we do. We played Bloomington twice this year. We had our way with them once in the Boys of Summer, and they returned the favor in Oakland and had their way with us there. So it'll be our third matchup with them this season, and I'm sure I expect a good one.
And just from a personal standpoint, from an observer, you mentioned about playing in tournaments like this. It almost is an international tournament in a sense because it's all the big guns from the international teams that are here anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and you get to know everybody, and it's a weird mix, when you're so comfortable, and guys you play with and against on both, when you're playing with your club team as opposed to coaching internationally, it's you start to know, and everybody knows each other's tendencies, and it's playing at this level. This is where you want to be.
I have a question for Greg about the U.S. national team.
I did have it when I agreed to come up here. I did have it that he was not allowed to ask any questions.
Well, I just wanted to ask one question.
All right. Go ahead.
Is there any adjustments you're making for the clear coaching disadvantage that we're going to be having at these tournaments with the U.S. national team?
Yeah. Well, the one thing we did is we make sure I can tell you a little Gremlin story now, but we make sure Varm's not allowed in the same continent when we play because this goes back a long way back to modified days, but there's been like 8 championships teams that Varm was involved in, national championships, and every time.
That's right.
Yeah, and he was never at one of them, not one. But for some reason, he comes to the ISC every year, and it's become kind of a legend that we're going to buy him a ticket for Wednesday to go on a cruise somewhere and get him out of here. And the guys are all chipping in right now. So, yeah, that's the strategy to overcome the coaching shortcoming.
Well, maybe we can bring him up into the broadcast booth and give us some insight.
His wife had him hiking in Vermont last weekend when we won the ASAs. She takes him every year, and we send her a nice stipend. And I called her this year and asked if she can lose him in the mountains just for a week, and she said she would absolutely try, but apparently he got away.
Ian Fearman now up the plate, the shortstop for Kitchener with the runner at second base, 2 away. We've been talking with Craig Leather, the coach of the U.S. national men's team, getting ready for some big international competitions as the ball gets away from Latasha and the runner scampers up to third. But one final note, you had a message for the Special Olympics.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to let Varm read that.
I'll read it for you. It's about the Special Olympics game. Okay. Calling all ISC World Tournament players, the annual Special Olympics ISC game will be held Wednesday, August 15th, tomorrow at 5 p.m. The game is going to take place on Diamond 3 at Peter Hallman Ball Yard, right in the middle of all the World Tournament games. This will be the 11th year in a row that this has been part of the World Tournament, and we want to get a lot of players and team reps than ever before. Anybody listening to this, come out and be part of the game. And it's going to be one of the highlights of the week. If anybody's got any souvenirs to donate, like hats or T-shirts, drop them off at the game controller tent or bring them to the field when the game happens. We've always been able to provide each player with 2 or 3 items from the spectrum of teams and hope this year would be the same. If you know Cody Skelton, he's the heavier Skelton, and he'll be the point person at the park for the ISC team.
You are terrible.
What? They have to identify him. There's lots of skeletons out here.
Ian Fearman grounds out to end the inning, so Kitchener strands a runner at third base. We always have time for Special Olympics. What a fantastic program, and hope everybody is able to make that game tomorrow afternoon. Greg, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Good luck in the
Take care,
upcoming.
Varm. I don't know how much this guy's. I don't know how much he's paying to sponsor these broadcasts, but you should double that.
Are you still speaking?
You should definitely double it.
Are you still speaking?
Greg Leather, and leading the New York Gremlins tomorrow against the Bloomington Sticks. And that should be a great battle. That, I believe, scheduled for 5 o'clock tomorrow night here at the Peter Holman Ball-Yard. And that's where we stand. So Kitchener unable to score. They had their opportunity, a runner on second base, but a fly out by Steve Mullally and then a ground out by Ian Fairman. Heart of the order cannot drive in the opening run for Kitchener. And now Circle Tap in the bottom of the fourth will send up their 8-9 hitters. Tom Crouch to lead things off here in the fourth.
I go to that Special Olympics game every year, and it's a good time. They really appreciate it. It's a good time to also hang out with a lot of the other players from the other teams. Unfortunately, we're going to be playing here at the same time, so I'm going to miss it. But it's a great time, and I encourage anyone who's listening to head over for a couple innings. It usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and check it out for a little bit.
Here is Crouch leading things off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still 2-0 for Circle Tap. Cleary still working away for Kitchener. You know, one of the things I enjoy to listen to are all the stories, not only the players, but the fan experiences. You meet people from all over the world. You have programs put into place to help. I was at the World Juniors here in this past summer, and they had a huge camp for kids between the ages of 7 and 11 to come out and spend some time with some of the players and learn the game. And it's things like that that push the game forward, because without those fans, you don't have a future base to work with.
It's great when you see guys that are taking their time out also to just play around with some of the kids around the ballpark too. Like, I see a lot of people on the side in between the diamonds. Some of the players on some of the teams just having a catch with some of the kids. You know, the guys think nothing of it, but the kids would remember. It's nice that everybody's available like that.
1-2 count on Crouch here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Scott Life warming up again down the right field line. He started again at the beginning of this inning.
Well, how much leeway do you give Cleary here in a game that's very tight?
His performance is going to tell you. You know, if he starts getting behind a lot of hitters or starts getting beat around at all, I think they're gonna make a change. That they don't have too much. They can't let him go too much longer if he gives up 1 or 2 more runs.
Strikeout for Crouch. Daniel Dalton now up to the plate. A walk back in the second. Also has a stolen base to his credit. He'll slap it to the shortstop. Fearman up quickly. Quick throw, and he gets the out. And now it'll be Eder coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the night. A walk and a strikeout. The leadoff hitter for Circle Tap.
It shows that Circle Tap's been getting a lot of batters. We're in the fourth inning, and this is going to be the third time. Now it's the third time through the order. They're being patient. They haven't really hit a lot of balls hard, but they're putting some balls in play.
Eder trying to take a running charge on that offering, called strike.
There haven't been any hard hit balls in this game. They've all been a couple hits of there's bloop and a couple ground balls in between the infielders, but nothing in the gap. Obviously, no home runs. Pitchers are doing their job.
I think that will be another telltale sign if you get a couple hard hit balls, and then you're going to start looking towards the bullpen possibly. 2-1 pitch. There's a hard hit ball, but it's right to the left fielder and hauled in by Lynch. And that will do it for Circle Tap. 3 up, 3 down, but they still have the 2-0 lead. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Boland due to lead things off. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
The annual Boys of Summer Tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer Tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
A legendary pitcher. Unbreakable records.
That's got a mile. Goes a mile high to the wall, to the track. Saved by baseball. And that ball's lifted up and going back to left field. What a great grab. Off speed is deep, and you can get out of this ballpark.
5 Hall of Famers. 3 World Championships.
We go to the top of the 5th inning, and Kitchener playing catch-up here. Ryan Boland up to the plate to lead things off against Roman Godoy, who's had everything working for him tonight.
Throwing a one-hitter so far. Pretty commanding. Except for that pitch.
That happens once in a while.
Leo Latassa, the catcher for Circle Tap, he wears out the dirt in between home plate and the pitcher's mound. He must have went out there 6 times already this game. He could do that, or he could just flash the next sign and just let him pitch.
Oh, and that didn't work as Boland takes one off the elbow guard, and he'll be escorted down to first base.
No way he's being hit on purpose. Not in a close game like this. He doesn't want to give any base runners.
So Matthews, the DP, coming up now for Kitchener, and the leadoff runner is on.
See if they run for him here. Yep.
Good call. We'll try to get the number. Looks like number 6.
Mm-hmm. Gonzalo
Masmu coming up, and a little bit of speed on the base pass here.
Boland will re-enter after this. He's catching a good game.
Well, they get the leadoff runner on. They got to move him around now. That's key.
A lot of people with different theories on what the best thing to do is in this type of situation. It's the 5th inning. I don't think bunting helps you right here. You're looking for 3 runs. You're not looking to get 1 and give up an out. You have 9 outs left.
Drive the ball.
Yeah. You get 21 outs a game. You got to treat them with respect. The game is over after 21 outs, not 3 runs or 8 runs. It's 21 outs. Giving them up is tough. And there's no guarantee that if you give a bunt sign that it's going to be successful. Unless they start giving you runs for getting a guy to second base. Not a fan of it. Unless I'm hitting and I have no chance to get a hit. That's the only way to help the team.
They have nobody left on the bench. And
yeah, exactly.
You're the only one
if half the team has pneumonia and I'm up there, maybe we'll bunt.
Well, Matthews hasn't shown any indication that he wants to go to the short game and stands in there, takes strike number 2. Do have to swing the bat to try to put the ball into play, though.
Absolutely.
Bottom of the order here for Kitchener, Matthews and Nowacek, Lynch. Godoy with 4 strikeouts on the night. And he'll get
Good
number 5 right there.
Changed him up.
So Nowacek coming up, the right fielder. He was a strikeout victim back in the 3rd. How many times have you seen a leadoff runner get on and the team's unable to do anything with that opportunity?
Well, you have everyone says, oh, well, if you walk or that guy scores 50% of the time or he scores 40%, I think it's just, that's a load of whatever. It's just, if you have good hitters behind, they'll hit. And if you have a guy on with no outs, it's the best position. If you have a guy on with 1 out, it's a little worse. You have more times and more chances to score a run, so he will score more than someone getting on with 1 out or 2 outs. But as far as an actual percentage or something like that, who knows? I don't know if that's been studied. Definitely hasn't been studied in softball. I don't know about baseball. Probably has, actually.
Here's Nowacek, 1-1. Kitchener not even giving any indication on whether or not the runner's going to take off to attempt to steal. Again,
that'd be tough. You'd have to make. I mean, he cannot get thrown out right here. So he's better. He's better where he is, unless he's so quick that there's no chance he's going to get thrown out. But Leo's got a good arm.
Fouled off.
Healthy cut at that one.
Just missing.
Yeah.
They seem to see the ball well, but at the last moment, just get on top of the ball or get underneath the ball. They haven't hit it squarely.
No, and they haven't hit. I don't think they've had contact with too many changeups. Every time it's either been a ball or a strike and no swing. So that means they're just getting fooled by it. They don't have any type of pick on them or anything.
Great pitch by Godoy. No changeup there, all muscle. And the second out of the innings recorded. That's going to bring up Jonathan Lynch as the scheduled hitter.
That looked hard to tell from here. I didn't see the center field view, but it looked like a curveball that was starting way inside and ended up on that inside corner. Very tough one to hit. A lot of times you see that outside curveball to a righty just because you want to fool him that it's there and he's just not going to reach it. That inside one is almost impossible to hit unless you know it's coming. And backdoors him a little bit.
Lynch grounded out to the pitcher back in the 3rd inning, so 0 for 1 on the night. Calls for time, thinking that Godoy taking it too long to start his motion. All about timing.
Yeah, Jonathan just put the ball in play last time, and it was a very close play at first base.
Good hack there.
He had a good hack at that one.
We're doing the Hill United Pueblo game last night, and it was only 2-0 for Hill United until the 6th inning, and that's when the floodgates opened up. A couple of 2-run bombs.
Yeah, that was a good game to watch for a bunch of innings. Hill couldn't really get off the schneid, and Pueblo they had some chances. They had runners on. They were just looking for that one big hit. Obviously, they had a roadblock, kind of throwing bullets at them, but. They were giving it just as good as they would take. They really were aggressive the whole game.
This game very Reminds me a lot of that game as it's flared out of play down the left field line. Lynch will get another life, but, it's, two sides of the coin, right? You let a team hang in too long and it can come back to bite you. However, with the way Kitchener's struggling to produce any sort of runs, I wonder if Circle Tap's going to start jumping all over them.
Yeah, they're having a hard time with Godoy. They haven't hit the ball hard yet. And these are good lights here. It's not that much of a factor as it is at a lot of other parks that we end up playing at. The lights are pretty bright here. The ball's been staying pretty white, which is another factor. Sometimes with the Gorilla Grip that the pitchers put on the ball, sometimes they get dark, but the dirt hasn't really been sticking too much to these balls, so it helps a little. So I don't think I would blame it on that. I just think Romy Godoy is throwing a good game.
There's a punch to the left field side. That's going to drift foul. Lynch doing a good job in getting contact on those outside pitches. Again, not trying to do too much with them.
No, he thinks they're strikes, and maybe he thinks he can't handle it. I don't think he's trying to foul it off, but he's just trying to make contact until he can get something he can handle a little bit. He's doing a great job of not striking out, making it hard, making him work.
We should put a pedometer on Latasha and see how many steps he gets in a game. He'd probably make some people do it for a workout.
Yeah.
To the shortstop, one hopper over to first, and Lynch unable to beat it out. So grounds out and ends the inning. Runner stranded at first base, and we'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Circle Tap still leading 2-0. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
When you're in St. John's, Newfoundland, you're at home. And you're never more at home than when you're at Kelly's Pub, right on famous George Street. Traditional live music and some of the best fish and chips in the city are what you'll get at Kelly's. One of the top fastball sponsors in the country is right here in St. John's. Kelly's Pub, live music, great food, and friendly service. Right around the corner is Three Cheers Pub, home of the three-time Canadian national champions. Three Cheers is downtown St. John's friendly pub. Affordable drinks and great staff with buckets all day, every day. Three Cheers Pub is a proud fastball sponsor. Kelly's Pub and Three Cheers Pub, come and make yourself at home.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Two to nothing lead for Circle Tap, trying to build on it here in the bottom of the fifth inning. I'm Steve Saber along with Varm Mariosian, and a tight one here between Cleary, the pitcher for Kitchener, and Godoy for Circle Tap. Godoy with the advantage right now. It's going to be Ratliff, Manuel Godoy, and Ezekiel due up here.
Big inning for Cleary here. You got the heart of the Circle Tap order up. You need to keep your team here. This is a big inning.
And the third time the heart of the order has seen the Twins pitcher. And he falls behind 2-0.
Matty's a pretty good base runner. He's probably not going to be too aggressive with this 2-0. Watch him swing. But I would think he'd be taken. Yep.
3-0, and Cleary in danger of putting on the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the fifth. Takes a strike there, 3-1.
Well, that beer tent has been stayed full all day, huh?
It's a warm one.
There's 150 people out there.
And a walk for Ratliff. And not a good start here in the bottom of the fifth. So Cleary will talk with his catcher, Boland.
He's talking to the umpires who he's talking to.
Godoy coming up here.
He didn't like that one. He walked straight to home plate.
Godoy, a single and a strikeout on his resume for this evening.
Ratliff pretty quick here, so he may be going with them up 2-0. I don't suspect a bunt, but oh, look at this.
Trying to draw the corners in.
Like he's their number 3 hitter. Like you would think he's the best hitter on the team. You're turning him into your number 9 hitter. You know, I don't like this play.
Well, with the corners playing back, wondering if he has enough speed to get down the baselines for an infield hit.
Yeah.
But a double sounds a lot better. Boland now having a discussion with the umpire. Always tough on a catcher to try to maintain that relationship behind the plate. I know there's frustration, but
there's a fine line that you can't cross. Usually that involves F-bombs.
Another bunt attempt. And now the count's going to run 2-2. So interesting strategy by Circle Tap here. And we'll see what the call is.
They can't have him be button with 2 strikes.
Godoy has a solid single already tonight, and he swings away there, foul ball.
Yeah, I mean, they got 4 hits. He's got 1 of them. Let him go. And a couple of them were squibblers. At least he had a ground ball through the infield.
That's a shot over the third base side. That stays fair. It hugged the line, and scampering into third base is Ratliff, and a great piece of hitting by Godoy. And the double sets up an RBI opportunity for Blair Ezekiel.
That was a good pitch by Cleary. It was a better swing by Godoy. I mean, that pitch it may not have been a strike. It looked kind of down in a way. It might have been a strike. But just to get the bat on it, he did a great job.
Landed on chalk, stayed fair, and now danger for the Twins here in the 5th inning. Discussing their setup. And or they could be
that bunt didn't work.
Well, yeah. Or it could just be more time for their next pitcher to get warmed up.
Yeah.
I think that may be it for Mr. Cleary.
I don't know. He still hasn't given up a ball that's hit hard. You know, it's hard. I know there was a walk. Hard to take him out.
So Ezekiel coming up to the plate here with runners at second and third and nobody out in this inning. Opportunity to knock down the door here.
And they're going to put him on.
So looking to work to Tyler Dudley then. The intentional walk here. Dudley is 1 for 2, had a single back in the first inning, and he flew out to second in the third.
Yeah, Blair would be the most feared hitter in their lineup, and if there's someone that's going to beat you, it's not going to be him. Tyler Dudley's a very good hitter too. He's more of a free swinger. He can hit bad balls pretty well, as well as obviously hit strikes. But Blair's seen Cleary so much over the years. It's probably the correct move.
Also creates the force play at home plate, so any sort of squibber or chopper, they can come home and get the force out.
Nobody out. This is a game right here, next 3 guys.
First pitch strike. Cleary starts it off well.
Now we have Ryan French warming up instead of Scott Life down the right field line for the Twins.
Oh, 1 pitch along the ground, doesn't fool Dudley.
Good job by Bolin picking it up. Getting pretty rowdy on the Circle Tap bench. They're excited. And of course, Circle Tap can't pinch run for Blair Ezekiel. They did it before. If they did, he'd be out of the game.
Well, at this point, the runner at third is key.
Yeah.
That's the key runner right now for Circle Tap to get in. Dudley with the single back in the first inning. A single here would be fantastic for the Dukes. Takes the pitch outside, and again, nowhere to put the batter. Bases are full.
Trying to get in the chase. That one was way out. Going to have to come in at some point.
Key pitch here. 2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss.
Great drop ball. Good pitch. Strikeout would be huge for Cleary right here.
Two and two delivery on its way. And fouled off by Dudley. Stayed with it. Cleary wants a different ball. And they probably want the one that went into play.
He wants the one that was fouled off is what he wants.
Here it comes back into play here.
Yeah.
Finds the one he likes.
Pitchers are very finicky about the balls that they want to pitch. I was going to say something else, but I was like, that's going to come out wrong.
Usually, silence after a situation like that is best. Great pitch by Cleary, just missed. 3-2 now on the batter.
Be surprised if this is not a drop ball.
3-2. Nobody out in the inning. And, that's fouled off the leg of Dudley, and he'll take a moment to recollect himself. Big stretch, too.
Isn't that why he's got that ankle guard?
Doesn't help when you hit yourself in the other ankle.
Is that true? Is the other one? He's got catcher's gear on there.
His stance was so wide
that
he it almost looked like he pulled something when he swung.
Yeah.
Dudley seems to be
he's
okay.
Fine. What's he carrying on? Come on. What, all of a sudden he was hurt and now he's fine? Just got to get that magic water bottle out there. That'll do it.
This could decide a lot here. 3-2 on the batter, and the bases loaded. As you can see, the Dukes up 2-0 in this contest. We're in the bottom of the fifth. And a fly ball to the left field side. That will get out of play. And Dudley with another life.
Came with the rise ball there. They waited long enough so they can get the other ball that went out of play. It's getting late. People are sticking it out here, though. A lot of people still around.
Well, waiting for the eruption one way or the other. Swing and a miss. And that does it for Dudley.
He fouled it off.
Oh, foul off.
He fouled it off, yeah.
Stays alive.
Well, this is Summit bat. This is a great battle.
Well, it's giving Van Lieshout a lot to look at, too, from the batter's circle. He's due up next. The big righty.
Ryan French is ready, and just in case they wanted to bring him in. It's going to probably depend on what happens in the next couple of bats. Oh, changed him up. Big strikeout there for Cleary.
As you said, strikeout needed, strikeout completed, and now it's going to be Van Lieshout coming up to the plate, and they'll convene in the pitcher circle and make sure they know what they're doing.
Probably on ball 4. Good at bat by Dudley, though. Didn't finish it off, but he fouled off some tough pitches there. Made Sean work. It's becoming a long inning, even though they don't have any runs yet.
Starts him off with a strike right down the pipe.
5th inning, still throwing hard.
Be interesting to see the pitch count on Cleary, see how high he is. Some deep counts tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right into the glove of Boland. It's where he wanted it. Didn't get the call.
They have not been getting a lot of calls inside to righties, and they must just missing. They've been coming inside a lot.
This time tries the outside corner. Same result. 2-1 now.
Good discipline there on the last couple pitches. Close pitches, but balls.
Changeup pounded to left field. In comes the left fielder, makes the catch. Will throw it home quickly. And a great play by Jonathan Lynch to keep the runner at third base. That was hit on a rope.
That was tough for Circle Tap. Matt Ratliff broke home rather than going back to third base. So when Lynch caught the ball, he was still getting back to third. You're kind of taught when the ball's in the air, even if it's a line drive, get back to the base. It looked like it was going to be a hit, but he's got to tag up there. It's huge.
So Leo Latasha coming up to the plate, 2 strikeouts on the night. One of those things when you're looking at a batter that has 2 strikeouts, the phrase that comes to mind is he's due.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
And Sean's got to make sure he gets away from, I'm almost out of this. He's still got to go as hard as he did to the last couple. He just gave up a line drive, so he's got to keep bringing it.
Now Latasha's turn to question the call on the...
He turned to question the call, and he almost made it to the Twins' dugout. So that means he really didn't like that call.
Takes a second strike.
That one looked right down the middle. I think Boland's out there just to remind them. Be careful. Home plate umpire very quick to break up the meeting on the mound. I'm not sure why. You got to give him a couple seconds. Latasha's been out there all the time. He's not going to chase him. I don't get it. It's a big spot in the game. You got to let it happen a little bit.
Here's the pitch, and just outside for a ball, 1-2. Cleary has some pitches to burn, try to get Latasha to chase, and could not do it.
Yep, don't want to give him anything too good right now. The one count you don't want here if your Cleary is 3-2. Because the runners are going to be moving. And it forces you to throw a strike. You're trying to get this done now. So maybe like if it's a 2-2 count or something, you're kind of working that like a 3-2 count. It's pretty important not to let that get too deep here. What's the rush?
Everybody's getting their exercise tonight.
Jeez. This is the last game. No one's got anywhere to go.
Latasha sitting at 1-2. Great pitch, Cleary.
Inside drop ball.
And Latasha caught looking, his third strikeout of the night. And Cleary gets out of a huge jam in the bottom of the fifth. So we'll go to the sixth. Still trailing by 2, the Holman Twins are. And this is the 2018 IC World Tournament from Kitchener. And you're watching it on the IC Network.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Top of the order for the Kitchener-Holman Twins due up here in the top of the sixth. Teo Migliavaca coming up. Brandon Horn and Derek Mason are the scheduled hitters. Coming into tonight, Circle Tap 20-7 on the season. They've lost to Hill United twice to the New York Gremlins, and twice to the Twins. So Circle Tap looking to try to get in the win column against this Kitchener team. Roman Godoy, the starter, 12-4 with a 2.22 ERA with 132 strikeouts in 88 innings so far in the season. So if you're going to have a guy on the mound for Circle Tap, it's going to be Godoy at this point of the game.
Top of the order here.
Migliavacca coming into the batter's box, showing bunt, and takes a strike.
Someone's got to be a leader right now for the Twins. Someone's got to grab the bull by the horns. Too passive.
All just the one hit tonight for the Twins against Godoy. A hit batter, a walk mixed in as well, but other than that, it's been quiet at the plate.
Roman is looking good. He seems pretty loosey-goosey out there. He's not too tight. Slow walk to the back of the circle after every pitch. Again, Latasa set up way outside on that. He hit his glove, but he just was out too much. Got him.
Strikeout. So the leadoff hitter unable to get on for the third time tonight. And it's going to be Brandon Horn, the second baseman. He is 0 for 2 on the evening.
Brandon Horn pretty quick. Infield is going to have to get rid of it quick. Way up, rise ball. Again, not usually for strikes.
One and one count on the batter. And that's a little low. 2-1 now the count. Horn, Mason, Mullally, the top 4 hitters tonight, unable to get anything going. There was the one walk that Mason took back in the 4th inning, and he was stranded at third. Other than that, it's all been quiet for the top 4.
Yeah, they haven't had many runners on. I think 3 for the game, right?
Fly ball to left field, and that's going to be swallowed up by Dalton. So 2 away quickly here in the top of the 6th.
He's on cruise control right now. He's making pretty good hitters have really tough at bats.
So Mason 0 for 1 on the day, struck out back in the 1st inning, and as I mentioned, walked in the 4th, was left standing on third base. You know, it's a funny game that way, momentum, getting into a groove. One team can have all the magic one night and just flat the other team is.
Yeah. You're 100% right. Who knows how that happens? You know, the baseball gods know. When you're hit, you're not flat. When the pitcher's great against you, you're flat. It's hard to generate that kind of excitement because it's like a negative outcome for most of the time that you're on offense. It's hard to get that going. You can't talk your way into it. You know, you have to perform it.
So the 2 runs coming in for Circle Tap happened earlier in the game in the 1st inning. And in the 3rd, a walk got on and came around to score to make it 2-0 at the time. And that's been it. Circle Tap leaving the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th.
The perfect thing, like what you were talking about, like the Twins just got out of a bases loaded no-out jam. There's no when you're coming off the field, it's like you feel like world beaters, and it's like, you know what? Okay, here we go. You know, it's our time. It's late. Roman Godoy takes the ball, throws, you know, a 78-mile-an-hour drop ball that you can't hit. It takes all that momentum out in 5 pitches after the first strikeout.
There's one shot to the second baseman's side, and a diving Dudley cannot pick it up. And it's going to be a base hit for Mason. So maybe some momentum here. Mason at first base, and it's going to be Steve Mullally up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout.
Well, if the Twins wanted to pick one guy to be up with a guy on first and down 2, it would be Steve Mullally. He's got a lot of power, free swinger. If he likes it, he swings hard. And he's done it so many times in the past. Had a good cut at that one.
So what pitch do you not want to throw Mullally in this situation? Besides one that he can drive.
Right. If you throw him a rise ball here, you better make sure it's up. Meaning, you know, maybe a half a foot out of the strike zone. If he gets something by his belt, the rise ball, they're in trouble. I don't think you're going to see too many of those. Maybe you would, but I would doubt it highly. Change up.
Keeping it away from his power area.
Yeah, he really hits. He hits rise balls pretty well. But he will swing at them sometimes way out of the zone also.
Slap to the shortstop side, and that's through the hole. And Mullally with a solid single. And back-to-back hits now for Kitchener here with 2 away. And that's going to bring Ian Fairman up to the plate, 0 for 2 on the night.
Ian Fairman was out of the game for a couple years. Now he's back. He's been on fire the past at the ASA, he was on fire. And he still can hit it, and he's very dangerous.
He's played for a few teams in his career. Jarvis being one of them.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Won the IC with them a few times, I think. 3 times? 2 or 3 times.
Runners at first and second, Mason and Mullally respectively. Fairman up to the plate with 2 away. Fly out and a ground out tonight for the Kitchener shortstop. Opportunity to try to extend this inning for Kitchener and try to at least get 1 run across.
Got a hitter's count now, 2-0.
Payoff pitch off the home plate, right to Godoy. Quick throw, and he's out at first base. Kitchener doesn't agree with the call, but Godoy got it over quickly, and he gets himself out of a jam. And the Twins, are still off the board. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Circle tap due up. This is the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at MrNedNYC.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Var Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Circle Tap here leading 2-0 over the Kitchener-Holman Twins. It's Crouch and Dalton due up for Circle Tap. See if they go to the bench at all.
And as tense as this game is, let's talk about Mr. Neds again with that commercial we just saw.
Because everybody needs to relax.
That's right. And when you're in a nice suit and you're at dinner, you're relaxed. Everyone thinks you look good.
Hey, if you can make me look good, that would be a Guinness World Record. Guillermo Patat is the pinch hitter right now, as he'll come in to hit for Crouch.
I made a suit for Les Novak last year. He had donated. He had made a donation, and I made a suit for him over the winter. He said he liked it. I hope he wasn't just being nice.
Patat batting from the left side.
Guillermo, another Argentinian. A lot of Argentinians here. Every year they take at the opening ceremonies, they take a picture of all the Argentinians or like all the Australians or New Zealanders. You know, about 6-7 years ago, there was about 10 Argentinians here. Now there's like 50. It's amazing. The picture just gets bigger and bigger every year. They got some good players coming here to play.
Fouled off 0-2 now the count on the batter. So despite some of the other games we've seen here this week in the winner's bracket side of it, this one close to the finish.
Yeah, this has been a great game. There have been a couple games on some of the other fields yesterday. They were really exciting. They're great. But as far as the top teams that have been on this field, this game's been great. Hopefully it just gets better as the tournament goes along because it's been pretty enjoyable so far. I mean, these are the 4 and 5 seeds for the tournament, so it's a pretty closely matched group of players.
Great pitch by Cleary, and that will be the first out of the inning, and it'll be Dalton coming up to the plate. A walk back in the second and a ground out in the fourth. So 0 for 1 on the night.
He had a stolen base in there too, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Was stranded at third base. 2 just doesn't seem to be enough for a comfort zone here. I'm sure Circle Tap would like to tack on another before they go to the top of the 7th.
2-0. 2 runs is not a comfort zone. The only thing that they could kind of be happy about is they just got the best hitters out from the Twins last inning, and they're going to be facing, I think it's 6, 7, 8?
6, 7, 8, you are correct. Boland is due up to lead off the top of the 7th.
They're good hitters. They're good hitters in their own right, but they just got through the meat of the order without giving up a run. Threatening, but not giving up a run.
Slap to the third base side. Nice pickup. Throw down to first, and there's 2 out in the inning. Kitchener still has a couple of players on the bench that they could use, including Andy Skelton.
I would be surprised if we didn't see him in the last inning at some point. He's got a lot of power. He can hit guys that throw hard. He's got a lot of experience as well. Unless he's hurt or something we don't know about, I'd expect to see him.
My best guess is they'll let Boland lead off and then bring Skelton in as pinch hitter. And that's spanked to right field. Base hit for Eder. And that's going to bring up Ratliff here with 2 away and a runner at first base.
Matt walked before. He started the inning that last inning that they had 3 runners on and didn't score. Fourth time up. I took a healthy cut at that one. He stepped out, really stepped in the bucket on that one.
Behind on that offering as well. So quickly 0-2, clearly a chance to get himself out of this inning. And then Kitchener last chance at the sticks to try to tie it up. Oh, 2 pitch on its way. And got him.
Ooh, I think he's strong. That's a tough call.
So did the umpire, and that will do it. So Ratliff goes down on strikes, and we go to the top of the 7th. Last call for the Hallman Twins. It's the 2018 ISC World Tournament, and you're watching it on the ISC Network.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
Roman Godoy coming in here to try to finish what he started, leading 2-0, a 3-hitter for the pitcher for Circle Tap. And it looks like Kitchener will go to their bench here late in the game. But we'll see who's leading off here. It's going to be Boland leading off, number 10.
And Matthews is on deck, so maybe we'll see him for Novacek, or maybe we won't.
Boland hit by pitch back in the 5th inning, and he grounded out. The catcher pounced up and threw him out on a little number there back in the 2nd, so 0 for 2 on the night. That just missed. Now Circle Tap's turn to
moan.
Good adjective.
Yeah.
Two-0 quickly on Boland. That's taken for a strike.
He's still bringing it hard. That last one was a great drop ball.
Counts evened up at 2-2. Outfield playing a little deeper. Don't want to give up anything over their heads.
Yeah, Manny Godoy in right is say about 10 feet from the fence, which is probably smart. You're trying to play no doubles defense. I think Blair Ezekiel should be closer to the line right now.
Third base side, and it's a fair ball. And on base is Boland. Crouch.
Tough one for Tom Crouch there.
It looked like he touched it in fair territory.
Yeah. He was looking to get bailed out right there, but keeps asking the home plate umpire, is it foul, is it foul?
So now the Kitchener coaching staff conversing over by the first base side and wondering what they could be talking about here.
I now see Andy Skelton out on deck. We're hitting for Novacek. I think that's his turn in the lineup.
They're going to bring in a pinch hitter for Boland.
Yeah. So Boland would be out of the game.
I think that was
right.
They'd have to talk about it because now you take out your catcher and.
Well, you need that run, and Pat Sagdahl, who they're bringing in, might be the fastest player at this tournament.
So Boland gets the hit, and pinch runner comes in. Matthews will step up to the plate. The DP here for the Hallman Twins. And it looks like Skelton is on deck, as you mentioned. So they bring in 24 to pinch hit for Nowacek. So you talk about situation, you got to remember Circle Tap is the home team, so if Kitchener ties it up or gets ahead, Circle Tap will have their chance up at the plate.
That's right.
Can't run out the clock here.
No, that's right. 21 outs. Three and 0.
Good eye by Matthews.
Gosh, that first play was a big play now.
Right down the middle for a 3-1 count.
Roman still has to make his pitch here. Can't be anything too good.
3-1 delivery. That's strike number 2. So from 3-0 to 3-2. Chopper up the middle to shortstop. They'll flip to second base. They got him just by a toe cleat. And the force out is made 6-4 as Matthews ends up at first on the fielder's choice. Sagdahl not happy, but the umpire was right there to watch it come in, and now Andy Skelton will swing the bat for Kitchener. So talk about being in a spot. You're called upon to hit, and you have a runner at first base. Knowing one swing of the bat could tie things up here.
That's right. That was just a big play. Pat Sagdahl being so fast, he wasn't in motion, obviously, because Roman is such a strikeout pitcher. It's amazing how, if he's in motion, they got a chance to beat that out at first. It's tough that you can't put them in motion, though. You're down by 2 runs. Maybe if you were down 1.
All comes down to the late innings. Count even at 1-1 now. Lynch on deck.
So Skelton has seen this changeup now, so rather than waiting for it later, he's seen it coming out of his hand. It helps if he might go back to it.
Framed by Latasa, but
Roman really wanted that one. He turned his back on it before he got the ball.
Two and 1. That one outside. Up to 3-1 now. Skelton making Godoy work.
Good at bat by Skelton. He helps his team if he walks. Clearly he's going to be aggressive here if he gets his pitch.
Outside again.
That
doesn't get the
a
call.
little down.
And Skelton draws the walk, so runners at first and second with one out, and it's going to be Lynch coming up to the plate. A couple of ground outs tonight to the pitcher and the shortstop. And they're going to
re-enter Nowacek
to run. So Skelton does his job as a hitter, gets on base, and now the discussion with Lynch. And we heard earlier tonight when we had our guest on, Greg Leather, coach of the national team, he says Lynch is having his best season that he's seen.
He is. He got to join a real good team. They gave him a chance to play. He was not guaranteed a starting position on the team at the beginning of the year. He's worked himself into their starting lineup, and in addition to having a good stint with the national team in September, he's just built upon that and is having a great season for his club team.
So what an opportunity for him to add to his storyline this season. Runners at first and second with just one away and his team down by a couple.
It's good. It's easier to maybe either join a team with your friends or maybe a team that might not be as good as the Twins, but because you're guaranteed a starting spot with those other teams. But he was like, you know what, I'm giving this a chance. It's paid off.
Big leg kick, and the pitch sails wide of the plate. Ball number one. There's a slap to the shortstop. This could be two. Go to 2 for 1. Go to first. Not in time, as Lynch ran it out. So a runner at third base. Nowacek is erased on the fielder's choice. Now to the top of the order, Migliavaca. 2 strikeouts and a ground out here tonight.
Well, with 2 outs, now it's just like, let's get it to the next guy. Let's just get it to the next guy. Anything you can do to get on base. Not too much pressure to drive a ball. You're just looking to get on base.
Lynch stung that one right to the shortstop, though.
Yep, he hit it hard.
Yeah, it had been pushed maybe just a few inches to the third base side. That was through the gap.
That's right.
For Godoy, probably his toughest inning here tonight.
Yeah,
missing a few of his pitches.
He's a couple deep counts, and he's probably thrown the most pitches he has. This inning as all the others. You're right.
Fouled out of the play. And just as Cleary did, Godoy waiting for that ball to come back and play, likes the feel of the one that he has. One and one on the batter. And that misses.
Close. Man, this game's been great, huh? It's kind of tense.
Easier for me up here. Migliavaca looking to extend things for Kitchener here in the top of the 7th. Godoy working on the shutout. Squibb to third base. Quick throw to first, and that will do it. Godoy pumps his fist in the air, and a 3-hit shutout for the Circle Tap pitcher, and he's ecstatic, and Circle Tap will stay undefeated here. The Kitchener Holman Twins losing their first in the tournament as they ran into a wall tonight. Final thoughts of the game as we head into the night.
It was a Roman Godoy show. A lineup like the Twins, keeping them down to 3 hits, no runs. Roman Godoy show tonight.
And the tournament will continue tomorrow. You've got a big game, the New York Gremlins, tomorrow night against Bloomington.
That's right.
Good luck. with that, and that's going to be at 5 o'clock.
That's right.
Tomorrow night, and then the Ostrander Norsemen and Kitchener-Holman Cubs playing at 7 o'clock. The 4 undefeated teams, I believe. There,
they'll
we'll see.
That's right. That lower part, there's 4 undefeated. There's now 2 undefeated on the top half. And after tomorrow, there will be 4 undefeated teams in the tournament.
So there we go, getting down to the nitty-gritty and a lot of action to go. So I'm Steve Sabrin, and congratulations to the Circle Tap Dukes tonight. Great performance by Roman Godoy and company. And again, tune in tomorrow for some more exciting action. You've been watching the 2018 ISC World Tournament from Kitchener, Ontario, and you've watched it on the ISC Network.